Hey everybody, it's MrFloridaFlipper here, and I just wanted to introduce this video. It's a little bit older of a video. It's right before Hurricane Milton hit, so from the beginning of October. But I forgot to post it. It got lost in the shuffle from all the craziness going on with the hurricane, and I just kept overlooking it in my phone. But me and Penny Awesome here, we hope you guys enjoy the video, and we'll see you on the other side. Everybody, it's MrFloridaFlipper here, back with another episode out in the garage, ready to pick some orders. We had a really good week today. Or a weekend, I should say. We had, I think, 11 orders to pick, so we will get started with that shortly. But as you guys know, I am from Florida, Central Florida, and we have another hurricane brewing. Now, by the time I post this, I still haven't even posted my last video from Helene, but by the time I post this, Milton will probably have already passed, but I might try to boost this one up just to have it be more relatable because the storm is approaching us. So right now, Hurricane Milton is out in the Caribbean. Today is Sunday, October 6th. Yesterday was actually my birthday. So it should be here on October 9th. Now I am pretty dead center on the line. I don't live on the coast, thankfully, so it won't be as bad. But this hurricane is supposed to actually go through the entire state of Florida as at least a Category 1. Hopefully not. Hopefully it weakens because we definitely don't need any more. Luckily, we were spared last time, but it looks like this time we might be taking a direct hit, but we shall see. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and pick some orders. One of the first things that we're gonna grab is one of our last. We have one more filter left after this, or filter type item. We sold this one, which I kind of wish I would have kept this, honestly, just with the hurricane and everything too now. Whoa, almost dropped it. But it is this pure, never opened, brand new Brita kind of filter thing. So it like filters the water for you. I had a sink one too attachment. But I sold this one, so this is the last one. I sold that for $12, I want to think. $12 and $12 shipping, possibly, if I am correct on that. The other item we sold is over here. We sold this really quick. I literally sold this the day I listed it up. It may have even been less than 30 minutes, but I listed it for $40, and that's what they seemed like they were going for. There was some going for more if they had the cord and such, but this does have the battery, and it does work. I was able to charge it up, but I didn't sell it with the charger because I like to keep any camera chargers or batteries that I can to be able to test future equipment. So that way I don't have to buy it again. They have to buy their own, then that's fine with them because it didn't really make sense either because now let's say if this sold for 40 by itself and if it sold for 80 with the charger, then I would. But the charger costs about $20 and it only increases the value by maybe like $10 to have the charger. So I figured, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I'll keep it for myself just to have it for next time. Sorry, that was a misspeak. It didn't cost $20. The charger cost $10. So it was like a wash to buy it and to include it. So no, I said I'm gonna keep it so that way I can have it for next time if I have a camera that needs that charger. So charged it up and showed that it was tested. It is a JVC digital video camera, 22x zoom, mini DV. And the model number is on the bottom right there. If you can see that, it's in the top there. I think it's trying to focus. There it is. So yeah. Electronics, I am big on electronics right now, cameras specifically. I'm big on buying those. So I think I bought this for like maybe $10. So with the charger, I put 20 in and then I got 40 out probably after everything is said and done. Probably made like about $20 in profit because I had the shipping up a little bit too. I always try to include the shipping. I always try to make sure it's higher than what I expect it to be. And when I'm pricing my item, that's pretty much how I price it. So let's say it sells $10 free shipping. I'll do $5 for the item and $5 shipping. So, I still price it the same. You're getting the same amount, but I'm just putting it in shipping just in case there's an issue. So we sold that, the pure filter, and then we sold this other thing, a couple electronics this week. We sold this thing right here. It's my little electronic box right there. We sold this. Let me put this thing down. That's the attachment for it. But it is an RCA recorder, so tape recorder. I've heard before that a lot of like law offices still like to buy these and like law students because they have to record depositions and stuff. They still have to keep like physical copies or, you want to have extra backups, not just on a computer where somebody can hack in and potentially get information on your client maybe. That's probably a good idea. But yeah, tested it, working. I can't remember how much I sold this for. I think it was $20 plus shipping though. So we had that. Oh, and it came with the mic. So this little thing right here, little mic, and then it came with the power cord. So all together, all going together. Boom, boom. Then we sold, oh, one of these. This is I only have one more of these left. I had gotten some these from somebody for free. And this is one of the things I'm doing where I'm doing a split profit. So I have one more. So I sold this for $22. It's a Vossen hybrid forged cap cover for like Teslas and stuff, for like cap covers. I mean, it doesn't have to be a Tesla. But since I'm splitting that, it was $22. So I'm giving them $10 of it. I basically don't really make too much. That's why I really don't want to do that in the future. But yeah, we sold that. It was nice. I mean, it's free money. I'm not going to turn it down. But it's just I don't want to have to keep track of it. You know, I don't want to forget. I actually owe them for 3 because he gave me 4 and I've sold this my 3rd one. I need to pay them for that. So we sold that. What else? Was there another tech thing that I sold? Let me look in this box. There was some, I had an auction go off on these cufflinks. Let me find it. There's the next thing. So I sold these cufflinks, which the box says Swank, which is actually a decent brand of cufflinks. So if you ever come across Swank cufflinks, definitely grab them. But unfortunately, this came in a box of a whole bunch of mixed stuff, which one other thing I sold from that box, I'll show you in a second. But there's only one Swank one. I think it's this one that's Swank. Let me just check. Yeah, this one is a Swank one. So it was only one. There's only 2 that actually match, which were these 2 right here, which they're pretty cool. So I figured they'd sell. All the rest are just single ones. And there's only one that's Swank branded, but I just said a lot of vintage cufflinks, and I did a bid for them, and they sold for 99 cents. Typically I don't do bids because of that reason, because it sold for exactly what it listed for. But since there was no matches and there was only one set that actually had the match, and they were really cool, but I didn't even want to have to mess with trying to figure out how much they sell for or anything. I just wanted to get rid of it because I had gotten this box for $8 and it came with a whole bunch of stuff, and I already made my money back on the other item that I sold. Which you might be surprised by. Let's go ahead and grab that. It is right over here with some of my, I just kind of have everything everywhere lately. But it's an old picture, which I knew when I saw it. This is the reason I bought the box, honestly, is because of this picture. Because the picture is an old picture, which is good to look out for, but it is also kind of creepy for Halloween themed, I kind of thought, but it's this right here. So this little boy, and then this nun right here. Whoa, back of that's coming off. Let me get it right here. So just take a gander. I don't know, it's something about them. They just seem creepy to me. Not that they are, you know, I'm sure she's a super nice lady, but also it had a little message written in the back. It just said basically, love you, thank you. It was nothing crazy. It wasn't dated or anything, but you can tell this is obviously, oh, it came in a little picture frame. I think I sold that for $9 plus shipping, actually, just for a little picture. And I bought that whole box for $8. Next item that I sold was a hat, which I was really surprised that this hat went for so well. I had it listed not too long. I got it from this vintage lot of hats that I got from Whatnot. Let me see if I can just spot it here. I don't see it right now. Oh, there they are. I put them down here. So this is normally, behind me is my area where I store all of my items, but I've overflowed into this like outflow area over here. So I have these 2 boxes. So pretty much whenever I list an item, I put it in the box until that box is full. So it's down here. It's this hat right here. It is a, what's it say? Richmond Braves American game hat. And then it had a signature in it. So I thought that was kind of unique. So I also put this on an auction. Because I couldn't find anything like this. I think it's like a little league team or a like lesser, it's not like major league team. It's like maybe a college team or something like that. I don't really know that much about sports, especially baseball. Since I couldn't find a comp for that, I went ahead and did a bid for it and put that it had the signature, and I don't know who the signature is from. It could be from Babe Ruth, I don't know. But I was surprised because at first it started off with a bid pretty much right away. And then it had about 3 watchers, and you only need 2 people to have an auction, so just keep that in mind. It doesn't have to have a whole bunch of watchers. But it ended up coming down to the last day, and I think it was still at 99 cents, and it had like 1 day or less than a day, maybe 15 hours left. And somebody messaged me and said, hey, this is a really cool hat. Would you take $15 for it? Which I had the buy it now set for 20 bucks, just because I was like, hey, if I can get 20, that'd be nice. Just get rid of it right away. But the person said, could you take 15? And then I messaged them back and said, well, it's at 99 cents bid. Why would you want to buy it for 15? And they said, well, I'll be doing exams when the bidding ends and I don't want to wait. And I said, well, just bid 99 cents or bid, you know, because it was at 99 cents. So bid $2 and then you might win it for $2 instead of 15. And it ended up going for $21.50 and his max bid was 20. So, you know, he lost out on it for $1.50. But it was kind of strange. I did not expect to sell a hat for $20.50 out of that lot. So that paid for all the hats plus some. So that was a nice little sale right there. Nothing crazy, but $21.50 for a hat that I know nothing about with a little signature on it. Hey, I'll take that. And that's there. Next item I sold was this Bose Audio Systems R250 1000 watt Riot channel, but I don't even know what it is. It's an amplifier. So I sold this Bose amplifier, Boss amplifier, for $37 plus shipping, and it came with all these little things, came with these wires. And at first I kind of felt like I got hosed on it because I think I paid $15 for it, and I was like, well, 15 into 37 isn't that great. I was hoping for more. But then actually it came with this other thing because, like I said, I didn't really know anything about it. So I thought these two went together, but they don't really, they can go together, but this is something separate. So I actually was able to list this as well. And I think this sells for 40. So it even goes for more than that. So I haven't sold that yet, but this is what we sold, $37. So we more than doubled our money on that with buying that at $15. And that was with shipping. Yeah, I definitely noticed car things sell really well on eBay. So definitely keep a lookout for those types of things. I talked about this recently, but so how I do it to make sure that I'm making money in my business, because everything I buy goes on a credit card, and all my shipping, everything comes out of one thing. I pay for the shipping with the credit card and my business credit card that I have set up, and then everything else, all my profits go into eBay. So not even minus shipping, just minus eBay fees and taxes and such. So like, let's say I sold that for $37, eBay takes $7, I'm left with 30. Then I buy a shipping label for $5, so then I have $25 left in eBay. Once I get to $500, usually I will transfer that over to my business bank account. Then once it's in my business bank account, I leave it there, and $100 a week comes into my personal checking account. So money that I use to pay my bills for the house, buy food, or pay for utilities, pay for my kids' daycare, all those types of things. So that means on a typical month, I make around $400 a month because I'm taking $100 a week in. Some months that have the 5 weeks, I make $500 in a month. So not a great amount of income, but that way I always make sure I'm paying myself something for my time. And then also I am paying off my credit card. So the rest of the money goes to pay off my credit card and to buy more items. So just kind of showing you guys, make sure you're bringing in some kind of income. Don't put everything back into inventory. All right, and the next thing we sold is from this knife box over here. It should be in here. From ADH Dave. He's the one that got me onto these things to keep a lookout for him. It's Snap-on. I didn't sell it for too terribly, but I got it with about 6 other knives. Let me see if I can find it in here. Da-da-da-da. Where are you? All right, it's taking too long. I found it. So it is this Snap-on little keychain pocket knife. Show you there. So yeah, Snap-on little keychain pocket knife, and it's got a little flashlight, and then it's got a screwdriver and a little knife, and then a flathead and a little like picking tool. I don't know, like a can opener. No, it's not a can opener. I don't know what you would think this is. Oh yeah, I guess it is like a can opener. So it's got the flathead, the knife, and then a regular screwdriver and the flashlight. So yeah, a nice little Snap-on keychain tool. Sold that for $8 plus shipping. Not too bad. That paid for all of the rest of the knives. The other knives were nothing. It wasn't really worth it. It just was, you know, I think it was $3. So hey, I said I can get 4 knives for $3, and I knew I could sell this one because it's a Snap-on. So we sold that. Before we get to our biggest sale of the day, I am going to talk about a little something here I was wanting to talk about. I had my first experience with this. I've never had this happen to me before. We had, oh, little noise. I don't know what that was. I had my first experience with this. I had an item that is returned to sender. So I've never had that happen to me before. I went and looked because first what happened is the buyer, it said your buyer has a return open. So I went and looked and it said, buyer item never received. So the buyer's basically saying, hey, I want my money back because I never got the item. So I went and looked at it. The buyer had put it in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so I put it through Google Translate, and he pretty much said, hey, I never got the item, and I still want it. What can we do about it? Pretty much. So I looked at the tracking, and it says it went to Laredo, Texas, which is where this person was from, and then it could not be delivered. It said undeliverable, return to sender. So I'm like, okay, so when am I gonna get this back? Because the tracking didn't have anything else past that, and I think this was like 3 days after it was undeliverable. So I'm kind of like confused. I'm like, well, am I gonna get it back? Because eBay said, hey, you have until October 9th to respond to this buyer's request. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to lose this because this was one of the phones I sold for $45. So definitely not something that I'm just willing to give up. I don't have $45 that I'm just willing to let go because of an item couldn't be delivered. So then I looked into it. I had like these big nasty like fruit flies in here, which I don't know why. I mean, my trash can is outside this door, but I always keep this closed and I try to keep the trash can a little bit away. So I was like getting rid of those suckers. So anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, about the return. So yeah, so the Laredo, Texas. So I went and looked a little bit further because then I looked at the message again and I was like, he said, hey, this is my correct address. Well, I'm like, looked at his address and I noticed he had just, the zip code had been put in for his like house address and for obviously the zip code part. So if it was 1234 with no like, it was no street, it was just like 1234 Laredo, Texas, 1234. So I was like, okay, well there's the problem. You didn't put your real house address in there. I think it was like his second or third sale or buy on eBay. So I'm like, well, that's kind of on you. So I called eBay up and they said, don't worry about it. That sounds like his fault, not yours. When you get the item back, you can definitely withhold some of the shipping since you are a top rated seller and it is not your fault. So I'm gonna wait and see what happens. There's one of those. Right. I don't know if you're gonna see that in the video, but I caught him in midair and I smashed him. There's like there's three. So there's only one left. I killed two of them. I don't like flies. Sorry. I didn't, I know they're God's creature, but whatever. I landed right on my camera, so you cannot disturb a YouTuber. If you know anything, you don't mess with a YouTuber when they're filming, right? Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that. And she basically agreed with what I kind of thought. She's like, if they still want the item, just relist it and they can buy it again, but make sure they have the correct address. Which was weird because I explained to the lady, usually I've had this happen before where a buyer puts in a wrong address. It won't let you even buy a label to say this is an incorrect address or not a what do you call it? Like a fully filled address, like there's something missing. I don't know the wording for it right now, but it won't let you buy a label is pretty much, it'll say something's wrong. It'll have like a little red arrow or red exclamation point. It'll have like a little red exclamation point, just telling you that there's something wrong here and to get with the buyer basically. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. See if he actually is gonna pay for it again and if he's gonna be mad after I refund the shipping. And make sure that the item's okay too, because now it went all the way to Texas and now it's coming back to me and we're about to have a hurricane. So we'll see. And if the tracking updates, because I definitely don't want to give them back the $45. So let's go to the biggest sale of the day. And I'm really happy to see these go. They have been sitting pretty long, honestly. They were with my original shoe buy that I had. But these are the Nike Zoom LeBron 3s right here. I'm gonna pull them out. Which I actually got a couple more shoes, some nice ones coming, so hopefully you'll be able to see that soon. I still haven't gone out garage sailing. It's just too dang hot out here in Florida, and it's raining every day lately, and now we have these back-to-back hurricanes, so it's just not fun in Florida. Let me put you down. So these, if it's over $75, it has to get authenticated by eBay. But yeah, so these are sold for, hang on. Look at that, just love the lion there. I'm a pretty big sneaker guy. I don't really collect them or anything like that, but I like my Nikes. I like some nice Nikes, and I can appreciate a nice shoe. And this definitely is a nice shoe. The quality of it is nice. It looks really cool. It has good stitching, and just that design is really nice. But yeah, they sold for $150, so they're worth what people will pay. That's a big thing in the shoe game. They do have a little bit of discoloration you can see here, but they're pretty much unused. Like, look at the treads, pretty clean, got a little dirt there. And usually with shoes, I won't clean them up too much. I don't want to put a lot of work into them, but I try to make sure I buy shoes that are in nice condition so I don't have to do too much. Now, if there's like a little black mark or something on the sole there, I'll clean that off. Or if there's like, if it was really dirty under here, I might, put them in a little bit of water in the sink and just kind of, mush them down on there, get that taken off with a toothbrush. But these are really nice condition, size 12. But yes, sold those for $150 plus the eBay fee. They automatically charge the buyer $14.95, I believe, or $13.95 for shipping the shoes to the authentication service. But you don't get charged fees on that, and you don't get any of that money. It costs the full amount there. But yes, they come in these nice little red box right here. Really cool. I try to buy them if I can with the box. That definitely helps with the value and making sure that they're real. That's a really good way to tell that they're real if it has the original box with the shoes and everything like that. Not that they don't fake that or they don't have fake stickers that they put on boxes, or people buy the box that those shoes go to and then they buy fake shoes and put them in there and stuff like that. But it just helps with it. Sometimes when you get these, you'll notice that the sticker, they'll get the box, but the sticker will be like printed on the box or it won't look right. Like you can see how this is very clear. The lines on the barcode are clear. The sizes, make sure there's no like misspellings or anything like that. It'll have this tearaway tag a lot of times too. For the suggested retail price is $175. I think I have actually had these listed at $175 and I dropped it down to $150 and they sold. But I have had these for about 3 months. You'll often hear people refer to StockX when they're quoting shoe prices. StockX is not a good platform to base your shoe sale price on. For one, they show last sold. The last sold could be from last year. Like those shoes right there, those Nike LeBrons, let's say last sold was from last year and they went for $250. So when you are buying shoes and you're doing that, like I'm not a big shoe person, I'm getting into it. Cameras and shoes is kind of what I want to start getting into a little bit more. When you're buying shoes, make sure you're trying to buy the shoes with the boxes when you're starting out. That helps make sure that they're authentic. Like I said, it doesn't guarantee it, but it just helps you have a little bit more reassurance that they're real. And also they sell for more when they're with the box. And then also make sure you have a low buy cost. You don't want to be buying these things for $50, $100, $200. There are shoes out there that will sell for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but there are more likely to be fakes of them, and also your buy cost is really high. You might be buying the wrong ones because when you first get into this, you don't really know the value of them. So you see them at a garage sale or at Goodwill listed for $100, and you're like, oh, these sell for $250 on StockX last sold. I'm gonna buy these for $100 because I can make $150. Well, last year, the shoe market was in a lot better shape than it is now. The shoe market has definitely come down a little bit, as is every market. Funko Pop is a bust basically now. Funko Pops, do not buy them. I will put that X on those. Do not buy any Funko Pops right now. The market has crashed. The company is throwing away millions of dollars worth of product right now. Do not buy Funko Pops. Pokemon. The Pokemon market has taken a hit too. Probably not as bad as all the others, but it has gone down. The value of Pokemon cards has gone down. And that's just the way these things work. They have their ups and downs. So do not base your prices on previously sold a year ago. Go on eBay, check the most recent sold comp for those. That's what I did. That's why I paid for $35 for those and I sold them for $150. If you would have bought them for $100 at Goodwill or at a garage sale for $100 expecting to make $250, you would have only made $50. And after everything's said and done, you maybe made $25 after eBay fees. And you invested $100 and they sat on my shelf for 3 or 4 months probably. I think I bought them in July, like the beginning of July. So yeah, 3 months, 4 months. Definitely don't want to do that. And the last thing that sold was a piece of clothing over here. Let's get that. It was a jacket that I thought would not sell. Oh, I just sold something, by the way. That's nice. Love having the sales while I'm on the YouTuber here. So it is a jacket, which I didn't think would sell. I thought when I bought it, this is one of those things, never buy high because you think you buy something that it's not. It is True Legend. I thought for some reason True Legend, you can't really see it, but it's a gray hoodie. It's a nice hoodie. It's got like little metal, not metal, I don't think these are metal. No, they're just like covered with like I used to do that at a warehouse, shrink wrap over top of that, little shrink wrap right there on that. But it's True Legend. It's just a gray hoodie. It's kind of hard to show. Let me see if I can get it better. It's not that big of a deal. I sold it for $12 anyways, but it's this little hoodie. It looked like it could be an expensive hoodie, is what I thought. It's a True Legend, but it's not. It's just like a knockoff Chinese brand from what I can tell. It's nothing special. Even the pockets right here, which I bought this on Whatnot, so I couldn't tell. These pockets don't actually zip. So yeah, it's just a cheap sweater. But I sold it for $12 plus shipping. Nice little sale. And I did make sure to tell them, hey, this is, the pockets don't zip, but the main zipper works. And also another thing, let me see if I can show you this. This is another reason why you could tell it wasn't good. If you can read that right there, it says, I don't know if you guys could make that out, but basically what also told me that this was not a good brand, not something that's going to sell for much, is it says True Legend on there, and then it says Junior Fashion Style, made for you, except it's spelled Y-U-O. So you with the best Junion trends. So what the heck does that mean? It says J-U-N-I-O-N. So I don't even know what that is. I'm guessing they said the best junior trends. But yeah, so that doesn't make any sense. So obviously this is just like a total, like if it is a good brand, total knockoff. Just, Chinese made thing that's cheap. So yeah, not worth much, but sold it for $12 and I think I bought it for $3. Usually I don't pay more than $1 to $3 on clothing. I just got a whole bunch of clothing that I bid like $1 each on. And got a whole box of them. So yeah, usually I get these in a box for like maybe $8 from Whatnot. The guy I get usually is really nice on his deals. But that's going to do it. So that's my sales for this day on Sunday, the October 6th. Prayers for everyone. If this does come out afterwards, hopefully everyone is okay and not too much property damage, but this is probably going to be a big storm. Definitely not something to play around with. Follow those evacuation orders. Listen to what they're telling you. I've been in Florida my whole life, but it takes one bad hurricane to ruin your day. So everyone be safe, and that's going to do it for me, guys. It's Mr. Florida Flipper, and I'll see you on the next one.